Alright, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Of course, right at this point, there is a lot of talk about ICP. It's not moving. I think we are probably better off if we sell the asset. A lot of people are saying these kind of statements right, left, right, and center. So now, the thing is, we are seeing ICP dropping back a little bit. Again, this is at the backdrop of BTC reaching $90,000 and then dropping back, which was something that anybody would have anticipated, right? But then again, I think a lot of people haven't understood this dynamic of the market that, look, at the beginning of these bull cycles, you will see a very aggressive push in the Bitcoin price. This has happened each and every single time. Then because the Bitcoin marketing machine is so huge, it would really make you feel like nothing else is moving and it's only going to be Bitcoin. Especially this time around with ETFs, it feels like Bitcoin is the only winner in this market. But take a look at this data, right? Within the last 7 days or something like that, when BTC has really been pumping bigly, we are seeing just it's 25% up only, right? But like, imagine the news out there. Everybody in the world right now and their grandma knows that BTC is at a new all-time high. So that is just number one. Now, another thing is, as I've said earlier on, that's the dynamic of the market, right? Take a look at this bull cycle, for example, in 2017. Look, this is the moment BTC was getting into a new all-time high. So I've gone on to pick some altcoins which were there back then. And you can see here that even with BTC, like this is the line, right? It was crossing all-time high. What were you seeing with most of these altcoins? Sideways action. I mean, maybe a little bit of a pump there, then still a dump that you see right there. Then you're taking a look at this. This is XRP, for example. What do you see there? Sideways action, nothing happening right there. What is this one here? This is probably Sia coin. What do you see happening here? Sideways action again. What is this one? This is Verge coin. These are like, these were household names back then, right? See their kind of behavior after Bitcoin has set a new all-time high. Pretty much sideways. This is what happens for the most part. Right now, it feels like, yeah, everything else is going and yours is not going because a few select is going. And of course, in this situation, we were seeing a few select going along with the Bitcoin price, but not everything was going right. Eventually, take a look at what happens, right? Things just find their way towards the upside. Even in the 2021 bull cycle, you were seeing that still at the break of that previous all-time high, a lot of things were not really pumping directly. You were seeing, for example, this is just pretty much sideways, right? And then it starts taking off. I don't know what altcoin that is, but you also see maybe, okay, this is XRP. This is an exception because there was a lawsuit right there with the SEC. But you also see maybe this drop before the whole thing pumps. So this is something that happens each and every single cycle. And I hope that this graph here helps you to see exactly what the market has always been like. Now, of course, I think you're probably wondering why this is the case, right? The reason is very simple. When money is coming into the market, it first goes to the least risk. That's why you see big caps start pumping. Then it goes into the mid cap. Then from there, you're talking about like small caps, right? Very easy market dynamics. But the honest truth is, like, in reality, people cannot stomach one coin going 100x when theirs is only going up 10%. But the truth of the matter is, eventually, all boats rise together, right? Now, let me just make one more illustration. Somebody was suggesting that you can sell ICP, buy something that is pumping right now, and you'll just be fine. Now, you're seeing on my watch list here, the things that are on my right. See, these are things in the red. But just a few days ago, this is Sweephead, for example. It was really reaping towards the upside, but take a look at this. Now, it's down 40%. This is Cetus, for example. Take a look at these consecutive pumps, right? But today, you know, we are just dropping along with the rest of the market down 36%. So I'm very sure that the decision to sell ICP is an emotional one. And what likely that is going to do is it's going to lead you to buy the top right there. Now you're down 40%. What have you done? You've lost on both sides. You've lost ICP. Then, of course, you've also lost on Cetus protocol. So I would say it's just best to wait and be patient because the data clearly here shows that all boats are going to be rising in due time. So what is happening immediate short term is not important. Even right at this point, yeah, Bitcoin is probably going to be going back to something like $80,000 even. What the hell difference does it make? The market goes up, the market goes down. There are some dynamics that you have to understand, but this one I think is very, very important that, look, everything will eventually go. It's just a matter of time. You have to overcome this, to be honest with you. I'm not only speaking about ICP right now, because I'm very sure that you guys are also holding any other different currency that you are holding, cryptocurrency. All right, I think that's enough of a rant. Let's get back to the chart here, the ICP price. But before we do that, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and people looking for ICP Internet Computer price updates will now be able to find this video much more easily. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe because I do TA on ICP and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. Let me not even run my mouth further, but what we are seeing is that here we had this resistance, and I've always said that for this resistance of $11 to be broken for ICP, we need to see more clarity from market leaders. One good example of that is the Ethereum price, and you can see that we have broken this resistance, yes, but we haven't had a backtest yet. And these are the kind of things that I was still looking forward to, right? So you always get backtests like this. People cannot imagine, obviously, the price coming back a little bit. So let's say if we are to test this resistance one more time, I mean, turning it into a support level, obviously, we're looking at something like a 15% drop. Yeah, people will be like, yeah, you know what, it's impossible for Ethereum to drop 15% from it. It can, maybe, I mean, maybe will is not the right, but it can actually. This is crypto, right? At the end of the day, these things are volatile. Take a look at the one that we were having right around the same time last year. We're also seeing the Ethereum price breaking this resistance. Look at this backtest. Even this was even a much more violent one. And even the whole thing that we had right here was a backtest of this whole resistance. This is where I was saying either we have to continue reaping towards the upside and breaking each and every single resistance, that we don't have to worry about a backtest here. And in that scenario, we would see ICP easily breaking above that resistance just to catch up with the rest of the market. The other scenario, of course, is we get a backtest of this whole thing, and then we even go much higher because we are in a bull cycle at the end of the day, right? And in that case, we still see ICP work around those levels, right? Maybe $8, $9, $7, then eventually push out of this whole thing. These are the dynamics of the market that we are presented with right at this point. Either of the two cases is very welcome because, you know what, the data is actually suggesting that all boats are going to be rising eventually. So this is where we are. Now moving on probably to the most important part of this puzzle is how high can ICP price go? Before I continue, let me just make sure I deliver this message from our partners over there at BingX, the exchange. If you happen to register and sign up with their exchange, I think it's a good exchange altogether. They've been here for a very long time. They also have got proof of reserve, so this is not an FTX kind of an exchange. But anyway, this is the market cap of ICP, and I think this is probably the most important chart that I'm looking at this point. And I've shown you this chart many times, but people forget, right? When they see other coins pumping towards the upside, they think ICP will never move. It's impossible. It will not go up again. This is what they're thinking. But really, at the end of the day, things take time, right? So this is where we are with our inverse head and shoulders pattern. Let me just go ahead and try to invert it so that we see it from a different perspective, maybe. And here we go. If somebody would have presented this chart to you, you would have easily said, you know what, this thing is going down here. Now, the problem is that actually it looks like we're going up. So this is where we are relative to this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Other than that, we could also assume an Elliott wave count here, in which we could say that, you know what, this is wave 1, this is wave 2, this is wave, this right here is wave 4, and we're looking for an explosive fifth wave right there, right? Let's just put it out there and say, you know what, with the fifth wave is as big as the one that we were having right around November last year, right? Let's say we just repeat the same thing for the sake of argument, right? Let's go ahead and do the same thing here because, okay, nothing has changed actually with ICP. In fact, ICP has gotten better in terms of its fundamentals and stuff like that. If you look at the number of candles, for example, the number of ICP burned, the amount of fees which are being generated on the platform, it's actually a way much better product than it was back here. Still, it managed this whole pump. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, once again, that we repeat the same pump. Take a look at what would have essentially happened. You would have managed to break above the main resistance on this market cap. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, means price discovery. Because what you realize is that as we were rising up here, ICP was being rejected here, as you see here, right? You also see this rejection right here. But after you clear this last resistance, there's pretty much no resistance for ICP. And this is where I'm saying that this would be as good as price discovery because, I mean, it's just a straight line here. This was actually manipulated by stupid FTX, but whatever the case may be, I'm expecting that we could even do much better because of the effect that there is no resistance on the left. So let me just go ahead and quote price targets. I think you're waiting for that for a very long time here. I think that number one, we can go with retracement 2s and say probably this is the initial peak right there, and then we take a look at the bottom. We have full Fibonacci extension level here, right around $55 billion. That would mean that each ICP is right around $120 or more than that, right? Maybe slightly less than that, but I think that's the initial price target that I'm looking for. I know some people have got a price target of $80, some people have got $50. To each their own. It really doesn't matter as long as we are going up in the ICP price. Man, just take profits whenever you feel like you're ready. Just do your thing. Again, if you don't take profits, it's not on anybody. You should definitely be responsible for your profit taking. Other than that, if you consider this inverse head and shoulders pattern, potentially you could be looking at something like $112 billion as the measured move price target here. That would be taking ICP to right around $220. That's, I think, the best that it can do. Of course, I've also seen some people say $500. I've seen some people say $2,000, $1,000. Yeah, everybody has got different price targets, right? You are going to be knowing when you need to pull the plug, but this is exactly where we are. Very much a long and aggressive video today, I guess, but I think I had to say what I had to say. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you on the next one. Take really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.